The first thing we need to do is cut out a full circle. I have my fabric folded into 4. 1, 2, and this is on fold. Like this is, like you can see that there. This fabric is about 11 inches long. We want this to just cover only the bust area. That's the idea. So 11 inches is fine. So we'll start from here. We have 11 inches here. Just start from one corner, that corner at that point. So I'll mark 11 inches. The next thing we need to do is cut this out. So with what we've just done, we have 2 half circles, okay? For one half circle is going to be for the left bust and the other will be for the right bust. What we're going to do now is put it together this way, and we just want to sew this part closed. The straight line, not the curved part. You're sewing the straight part closed. So both for the left and for the right, and then we just leave a little opening at a point here. So let's quickly sew that up. Once we've prepared that, we'll iron it neatly. So this way now, the left bust and the right bust fabric is actually lined now this way. You don't need to put lining on the bust area again. And then we'll go over to the dress form to continue the creation of this dress.
Okay, so here we have our 2 pieces, our 2 semicircles that have been properly finished on both sides, one for the left, one for the right, and now we're going to begin draping on the dress form. First things first, we're going to take this one. Remember, we have a little opening here. We're going to make that opening go towards this part that the dress form has created for us. You know, these lines on the dress form, and I'm just going to pin that there. Most times I get asked the question, but this dress form is obviously not my size. However, this dress form, the bust is exactly my bust. For the waist, is easy to go about that. I will just increase the wideness along the waist when I am doing my pattern. That's all I need to do. So I'm going to put this to cover the bust properly, the way I would want to be covered, okay? This is going here, just right across. I'll pin that there. I'm letting it go across the center line here. So we have a deep plunge effect. And I will pleat towards the center front this way. I'll pin here. Also on the side, I'm just going to pin into this place, right? I want it to go into the side seam this way, and I'll pin it down while we continue for this part. So the technique is just to follow the way it falls in, right? So this part is covered nicely. I love what I see. I'm going to do for the other part. Fantastic. So the next thing we're going to do now is to put in the part below. Check out and see that it aligns both the left and the right, matches up. If it matches up, then we can continue this project. So for this part, I'm going to be using muslin to do this part so that I can actually mark on it. Let's use the one that has already been like divided into two. Obviously my tummy is not flat, so yeah. This is what I'll be having on the side, right? I actually want this style to go even to my groin, this way. That's how I want the style to go, but yeah, I may have to do some more joining and all. Here, I'm looking at it from the angle where this gets to. Here, marking the dots. So I'm actually putting this mark about an inch above. See, this is where this is getting to. So I'm drawing it about an inch above to give space for a sewing allowance. I'm also marking my dots that we pinned. Okay. The next thing I'll do is just cut this one out. So covering, it's covering. I'll just chop off that part, this one here. So what I want to do now, I'm going to baste this center line here so that it comes as one full piece, and for the side as well. Remember I said I'm going to add extra, so from this point I'll just draw a line. Just work according to your measurement. All right, so this is where the side line for the dress form stops. Now I've added 1.5 extra to where this side line is, side seam is, so that it extends beyond for my own body measurement. Okay, and that's the same thing I'll do on the other side. So if you look at it, same thing applies. Side line here, side seam, and then adding this much to go around it. So for here, I know I'm going to increase it more so that it matches up there. So I'll just baste this. Okay, so that's settled. The lower part too, I'm going to extend it like I said. Let's do that together. So this is the center line here. I just want this to, I don't want it to go to my crotch. Okay, that's fine for me. And I'll use this part to do that part as well when I put it on fold. So I can trim here, can trim this part here, right? And then this part I will cut it out when I put it together on fold. For now I can just baste it across to the other side so that everything removes as one piece. I'm also using the opportunity to close the dart. I don't want any dart on the dress after completion, so let it just be one piece. So I'll continue basting to the other end.
Some respect when you mention my name.
Okay, now that we're done with the front, we are moving over to the back. Now for this kind of style, you can decide to still have an alter neck anyway, you know. You can take the back up to the top, create an alter neck kind of design to meet the back at this point, and then just put this much strap, this tiny strap, to connect the back to the front here, right? You can do that. It will not be a spaghetti strap that will hold that in the front. It could be transparent, you could use chain. This is where you can decide to play with whatever you want to play with, all the way to the top. So when you're taking it to the top, ensure that it comes towards the shoulder, like let the fabric enter into the shoulder seam as well. That's why I'm pushing it up top that way. Okay, so let us draft this. Put it this way. Following the way this is, we're also going to do that. I think I need to actually have okay, yeah, should be this way. let's cut that out. Let's cut this out. Already you can see what I am talking about. Let's cut this out too. Can have just a tiny dot here. Okay, for this part, cut this. This is the zip allowance. The zip line. So I'll just trim off. That way, this way. So we can have a waist that. And if we look at what I was saying here, I hope we can see that, right? So it's my choice. I can even extend this to come to the front to fit into that place. Or like I said, use whatever kind of fancy design, fancy style you want to, right? To just complete it. So I'm going to let the back shoulder come to the front. Let's slip this one away. Yeah. This is perfect, right? So this is how the back is. I'll definitely put a waist dart there. Let me just mark that out. Mark that out for my waist dart. And for the front, I can trim off or wait till I have taken this out and just trim this, follow that way. And for the bottom part, basically whatever you want to do, you can cut a full circle still and put it round. You can make it long, you can make it short, or you can even do gathers. I think I'll just do gathers because full circles will finish up the fabric. So let's do gathers instead. Right, so this is about it. Now let us take this off, put it on the fabric, cut it out, and yeah, let's move on.